Meanwhile, let's move on to our teams for 37, our transfer plans and captains. So this is me, McCarthy. So Foster, the mighty Foster, relegated to the bench because he's playing City. But McCarthy playing Bournemouth is there. I've got Taylor because I'm presuming he's going to be out and I'm going to have to move him to and go for a Southampton double up. But I don't like having a Southampton double up. But yeah, I think that's what I'll end up having to do. So I've got Taylor, probably Jack Stevens, Alexander-Arnold and Bolly, and then in midfield Mahrez and De Bruyne rested hopefully and ready to play. Fernandes captain against West Ham at home, I think that could be good. Salah vice captain and get home against Chelsea, also good. One of those two will be my captain. Ings, Vardy and Greenwood. So I've gone 3-4-3. I've got Pulisic on my bench against Liverpool, but I may change my mind on that. But I think I look at Greenwood and I think if he's still a bit injured, they might be managing his minutes a bit more. But then I look, it's West Ham at home. And I know West Ham are looking better of late, but it's Manchester United at home. And their front three, fed by Fernandes and then Pogba, are looking great. So for me, I'm a bit up in the air at the moment, but I'm not going to make any changes because already I sort of want managers to make my mind up for me, tell me that someone's not going to play, and then Pulisic will come in. Quite happily, but so nothing to do for me. I'm looking for 2 free transfers, Gameweek 38, so I'm going to have a mini little wild card there of two places. That's a mini, and maybe then finally David Silva will come in for me. Andy, let's have a look at your team, just for the benefit of those listening on the podcast. You got McCarthy, Sace from Wolves, Maguire, Alexander-Arnold, Fernandes, De Bruyne, Antonio, Martial as captain, very good choice there I think. Mahrez, Jesus and Ings, and then on your bench you've got the mighty Foster, relegated there, Nketiah, Charlie Taylor, Egan. So it's not a great bench at the moment, but who cares? I wouldn't mind a bad bench at the moment. But yeah, you sticking with that, Martial? Why you selected him as captain?
So interestingly, since restart, Martial only has 2 less points than Fernandes, which has probably gone under the radar a little bit. Obviously, he did get that 21-point haul, which bumped it up quite a lot. But his last few home scores are 13, 14, and 21. And even before that, it was Man City, and he scored 8. So at home, he's been really good. Whether or not the home and away thing's even a thing now, I don't know. But either way, he's looked good. He's looked hungry. He's looked really annoyed when he's been brought off as well. He wants to score goals at the moment. Now, I don't think Fernandes is a bad option at all. But if they're both very similar, I'm just going to pick the one that's less owned and just give myself a chance to go up the ranks a bit. And that's purely all it is. Fernandes will be 100% plus effective ownership. Martial will not be. And of course, if it goes wrong, I'll lose a bit of rank. But if it goes right, then it gives me a good chance to go up. I probably won't. I think Man City versus Watford's great. But because the FA Cup game's played first, just don't know who's going to start. I'm not going to get to see whose minutes have been managed and stuff. So I'm just a little bit worried about that. And Danny Ings is a consideration, but I probably have to see how he plays tonight. And obviously, like we've said already, Bournemouth looking a little bit better. I don't know if they're completely out of the water just yet, or completely better defensive side, but they have looked better. So I'll probably go for Martial. I've got 2 free transfers this week, and I've toyed with getting Salah in for De Bruyne, but I don't know if I'll do it this week. I might do it in Game Week 38. So basically, to use one transfer, I'm not getting rid of Trent. I don't know. Even with a transfer and nothing to do, I still probably would just keep him because I think he has got a huge upside if it goes right. So I'm probably going to do Nketiah to Morpay or Wood and bench Antonio against Man United. Whoa. Now, I would not be surprised if that goes wrong because I think Antonio will cause our defence problems. But if I'm playing the best defence since restart, etc., I might as well just take a risk, if you want to call it that, and bench Antonio. And it means I would have him back for Aston Villa at home on the last day of the season. And I'd have 2 free transfers. And I'd have a way to get Salah for De Bruyne if I really wanted to. So that's basically my plan. Salah potentially captain last day of the season, which I know people said earlier, give me a bit of stick saying that's a safe player. Look, it's not a completely out there pick to go for the best guy in the FPL for the last 2 seasons. But I do strongly think, especially if we see lineup news, everyone's going to go Man City captain. I think Salah could be a differential against Newcastle. So I'm basically leaving my options open. 1 transfer this week. It's either going to be Antonio to Trossard or Nketiah to Wood or Morpay, basically, and captain Martial.
Okay, so yeah, more interesting than my game week of doing nothing and just hoping someone isn't going to play. So as moving on to you, now you have got just for the benefit of those listening on the podcast version, you got Martinez against Villa in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Doherty, and Justin from Leicester. You got Sterling, De Bruyne. Let's hope they play. Fernandes captain, Antonio, Vardy, Greenwood, Calvert-Lewin, and Pulisic on your bench as well as Alonso, and De Gea as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, yeah. So I look at that and I was reading it out happily, and then De Gea benched. But I guess that does make sense. Martinez has probably got the better chance of a clean sheet. Is that your thinking there?
Yeah, Martinez I think has got the better chance of a clean sheet, and I think Antonio is going to cause United all kinds of problems in the form he's in. He's playing up front, and there's no way I'm benching Antonio. If I'm not benching Antonio and I'm going to assume he's going to do well, then I don't really want to be playing De Gea. So I've actually been kind of a bit annoyed that I went with De Gea because it stopped me from getting Martial and Rashford, because I've got my 3 with De Gea, Fernandes, and Greenwood. But I'm hoping that it might be a bit of a benefit that I've got. I went with Martinez because I could have just gone for De Gea and a 3.9 goalkeeper, and I would have had to have played him. But the fact I paid a little bit more for Martinez means that I'm actually going to get some use out of him before I play the free hit. So it could be a disaster, but at least it makes it feel like it wasn't a complete stupid idea. I mean, my bench, I was hoping to play Lascelles this week against Brighton. He's now undergone surgery, so he's out, which means it's either Alonso, who was my 1 week punt, or James Justin. So unless I do a defensive transfer, I'm going to have to play Justin. And I don't really want to make a defensive transfer because I've got to get rid of Calvert-Lewin. And who is the easiest person for me to get rid of for Calvert-Lewin? Chris Wood. So Calvert-Lewin to Chris Wood looks like the most likely transfer for me. If I do decide that I really don't want to play James Justin, I could lose Alonso for someone like Kevin Long, who I've been saying is going to score for some reason on this show. So I could get Long, and that means I could do Calvert-Lewin to Jimenez or Ings. Yeah. So I'd have to take a hit if I wanted one of those two. But I think I'm quite happy with.
If you got yes, because you're free hitting game week 38.
Yeah.
So there's a feeling to make a transfer. This comes into the strategy of FPL managers. It's like, do you make a transfer, and will that transfer actually benefit your team or make it worse? And there is a possibility with your team that I would consider, as I have done with Calvert-Lewin, just bench him, bench the hell out of him, and get Pulisic in, because I think Liverpool concede, and I think Pulisic is the man most likely to be involved in some way.
But I think I am backing Wood to get a header against Norwich.
Yeah.
I think it's a given. I'd be really surprised if Wood didn't get a goal against Norwich. Yeah. So that's why I'm thinking of.
Yeah. No. I mean,
I'm not sure he's a player who's going to get you 3 goals, but I think you're pretty locked in for a goal with him this week, and I like that idea.
I think
Jimenez against Palace could be great. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think these are good. I mean, I got rid of Jimenez for, I can't remember who I got rid of him for now. I guess Vardy and Ings in a roundabout way, but it was definitely Vardy. It was part of a hit. And I'm 1 point down on the deal so far after a couple of weeks. So let's see what Vardy can do tonight, hopefully, just after we've finished recording. Just wanted to remind...
Nearly scored just there. I just saw it. I'm sorry. I just saw it. Nearly scored.
Dean Henderson. Really?
I'm not just saying nearly. Close. I want scored.
Come on, Vardy.
But yeah, I just wanted to. Now Andy was mentioning membership at the beginning of the show as well. Do go, do listen back to that. And what was the offer again, Andy? Just remind our viewers and listeners.
Yeah, it's just a membership giveaway. So if you're on YouTube, just hit like, hit subscribe, and then leave a comment below after the video's finished. Obviously, if you're not watching it live as well, and then we'll pick a winner at random, basically.
Great stuff. So remember all the stats, season ticker, etc. that we've used from that very aforementioned Fantasy Football Scout members area. Please do sign up. Do check out the offers, invaluable information. Also, like if you've enjoyed this episode, which I hope you have. Remember to subscribe to keep up to date with all our latest videos and podcasts. In the meantime, it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye all.